Hello and welcome to another double sleeve review, where today we're looking at the KMC character guard sleeves. We've got the matte and clear and we've got the super hard. Are these any good? We recently did the Dragon Shield triple sleeves. Are these better, or are they kind of a pointless sleeve that you don't need? Should you stick to double sleeving rather than triple sleeving? Either way, you'll find out in this review. A big thank you to KMC for providing these sleeves for us. They don't pay us anything, they don't get to see this review, and it won't influence what we say, but we just thought we'd make sure that you were aware. And if you like these videos, please actually like the video. It really helps us out, and why not subscribe and see more really cool and interesting reviews and other content that we do. A big thank you to all of those of you that are subscribed and do like our videos. Thank you. In this review, we're going to go through a bunch of different topics. What are these sleeves and what are they used for? What are the practicalities involved in these sleeves? Can you triple sleeve or should you just stick to double sleeving with these? What's the durability like, the shuffle feel, the clarity, and obviously the price? We'll let you know as we go through each of those categories. In terms of what are they and what are they for, well, KMC produced these sleeves quite some time ago, I believe predominantly to oversleeve your character sleeves or your art sleeves that are precious, rare, or in some way expensive, that potentially aren't as tough and strong as other sleeves. So you can sleeve up your cards in these pretty looking sleeves and then cover that sleeve in a clear plastic sleeve and protect it so you can play or trade or look at those sleeves in the future. They produce these two different types though, the super hards and the matte and clears, because the super hards are completely clear, both sides are the same, transparent, and the matte and clear, where the front is nice and clear, but the back is this matte kind of slightly textured effect that basically mats out any glossy sleeves. Some art and character sleeves are glossy, shiny, and you might not like that effect or you might not want that effect, and so this mats it out and makes it a little bit less kind of in your face. So triple or double sleeving. Well, if you want a triple sleeve, you take a standard double sleeve card where you have inner sleeve and a standard outer sleeve, and you just put it inside a character card sleeve. Works perfectly fine. Both of these varieties of sleeve are more than spacious enough to take even the thickest of inner and outer sleeving combos. Not a problem in terms of actually sleeving. When it comes to double sleeving, which is the preferred method of using these sleeves, then you can take any standard outer sleeve and use that as your inner sleeve for this double sleeving combo. And again, works perfectly fine as you would expect. If anything, if a slight critique is they're probably slightly too spacious. We'll get onto that when we talk about shuffling, but yeah, they are perfectly sizable if you've got slightly larger inner, outer, character art sleeves. They will fit no problem. Good job triple or double sleeving, depending on your preference. Now we look at the practicalities of the triple or double sleeving. In terms of double sleeving, these are going to be thicker than a standard double sleeving combination, mainly because the inner sleeve, the usual inner sleeve you would use, are a lot thinner than these character guards, which is basically what you're trading your inner sleeve for this sort of over outer character guard sleeve. And so your combination will be thicker, and you're going to struggle to fit 100 double-sleeved cards with a standard outer and a character guard sleeve into a deck box of that size. 100 double-sleeved cards will not fit into a standard 100 sized deck box, same for 60, 80, 40, whatever size you're looking at. You're going to need to size up to fit that properly. So now we look at durability, and basically, we break this into a couple of different categories. We look at the shuffle test, which is where I double sleeve 50 cards into a selection of different outer sleeves, and then I put those into both character guards one at a time. and I rough shuffle 1,000 times. Anyone who's seen these reviews before know kind of what I'm talking about. I'm intentionally, and it is painful to do, I'm slamming these sleeve cards into each other, trying to simulate when you sometimes catch the edges of the cards when you're shuffling, or if you're being a bit careless. Just a lot of play, basically, and every 100 we note down the progress and see how we find these sleeves. And you'll find out pretty quickly if they are good, bad, or indifferent. With both of these, we had a similar kind of feel. It took a few hundred for us to see any kind of change in the super hards, and then we did have a few splits. We ended up with 4 splits, and that's not too bad, just under 10%. But the biggest problem, and this was across both sleeves, is because the triple sleeve is so much larger than the outer sleeve that's inside, there's a solid strip either side of the outer sleeve that's inside, and it starts to crease and bend. And because both of the front and back of the sleeve are transparent, you can see these creases. It's really ugly. It's really strange. It's really not what you want your sleeves to look like, especially if you're using these to try and make your deck more aesthetic in terms of looking at your nice art sleeves, and a little bit frustrating. Even though they held up fairly well, the edges seemed pretty good, the corners were pretty strong. The matte and clears, only 5 split across the whole time, and they all happened towards the end of the shuffling. I wouldn't get them purely for that reason. I wouldn't shuffle with them anyway for an extended period of time. If you have one deck that you sleeve in art sleeves, character sleeves, whatever it is, and you play that deck occasionally and you want to protect it, I can imagine playing with it very rarely. But if this is your, I want to triple sleeve, or I want the character guard sleeve all of my nice artwork decks, and I'm going to play with them several times a week for months and months and years, you're going to eventually find that they are less than pristine looking when you shuffle with them, which I found a little bit frustrating, I'm going to be honest with you. But there you go, that was the findings. Not terrible, but certainly not perfect. The other thing we look at in durability is seam strength, and we do this by literally doing the pull test. We pull the sleeves apart, we grab either side, front and the back of the sleeve, we pull and we see if the seams rip. We noticed for sure that the super hards were surprisingly slightly weaker than the matte and clears, and that it didn't take as much effort to pull those apart, although enough force was required. It certainly wasn't overly difficult, and we actually backed this up with kind of a subsidiary test we do, which is where we take a sleeved card and we simulate sleeving incorrectly and sliding the card edge along the seam, and as you can see here, it just glides straight through the seam. So if you're somewhat careless when you're sleeving with these, you may find that the super hard sleeves seams do rip a lot easier than the matte and clears. Don't know why, we don't know the exact makings of them, but clearly something in the manufacturing causes that little bit of a problem. Now we look at clarity, and simply put, the whole of these sleeves are transparent. The super hards, the front and back, are indistinguishable and are both very nice. Clarity in terms of the front of the sleeve, obviously foils look great, standard cards look great, and that's for both sleeves. In terms of the back of the card, you can see here we put some sort of dragon shield artwork in, so you can kind of see the super hards sleeve looks great. The artwork looks really nice. There's obviously a slight difference because there is a layer of plastic, but it's marginal. But the matte and clears, it really does matte out that sleeve, and it will change the way that your art sleeves look. As I said, if you've got really glossy sleeves, we don't have any on hand to test this with, but this will change that and potentially make it a little bit more pleasant for some people, but it will impact it. If you've got some shiny sleeves that you like the foily kind of look of, the matte and clears will completely matte that out, and you won't see. You can kind of see it with the lighting we have, how the light completely looks different in it. That's just what it does. But the front of the sleeves, both really nice. Lastly, we look at price. And on KMC's website, these are only available in certain places directly from them, but at $8.99 for either one. And you can get them in the UK via certain marketplaces. We don't stock them, but via certain marketplaces for around £6.50, I think. And that's for packs of 60. They don't do packs of 100, so I think it's geared more towards the kind of smaller deck games, formats, styles. But yeah, so if you want 100, you're gonna have to buy a couple of packs, but still. So it's not cheap, but it is a little bit of a unique, different kind of product. But yeah, factor in cost depending on where you are in the world. You may or may not be able to get these particularly easily. We have had trouble with some KMC sleeves and various other things before because it's just hard to get hold of over here. But in America and in some parts of Asia, I think it'll be absolutely fine. You'll just be paying that $8.99 price. So there you go. Super hards, matte and clears. Character guard sleeves. Do you have these or something similar? Have you been thinking about it and are unsure whether or not to get these or maybe Dragon Shield? We believe GameGenic are going to be bringing something like this out. We're going to look into Ultra Pro and Ultimate Guard and see whether or not they've got anything in the pipeline or anything we've missed before. What do you think of these KMC sleeves? Are they probably the oldest and the best? Do they just do it better? Do you use these for certain specific sleeves that you think they work really, really well on? Do you use them for play or just to show off the cards or for added protection on certain sleeves and cards? We'd love to know in the comments below. Were we fair in our assessment of these? And which one of the two? Is it matte and clear? Is it perfect hard? What do you prefer? Is there anything else you want us to review? We need to know because we are continuing to get things sent to us, to find things, to inquisitively discover new products to be giving an honest review of. And stay tuned, there will be some interesting new reviews and videos and such coming out very, very soon. Make sure to check out our website for written reviews and other articles. We go into quite a lot of comprehensive detail, as well as our newest sleeving and deck box comparison tools, which give you all of the different sleeves, sleeve combinations, and deck boxes, and what sleeving combinations fit in which deck box, and do they fit with each other, and how thick and thin are they. And honestly, we spent months and months, thousands of hours of work to give you these sorts of tools. So please have a look at them, enjoy them, share them. We think they're unique and fantastic tools, so hopefully you like them. And again, thank you to KMC for sending us these sleeves, much appreciated. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, see you later. Bye.